What's going on, everybody? This is afrothinktank. Today's video is going to be about patriotism and why African Americans are the most patriot Americans out of all Americans. Why we are the most patriotic. We are the most patriotic Americans in America. Let me explain why. Not only were we brought here involuntarily, which is uniquely different from all other immigrants, we were brought here involuntarily and made to build the entire country for free. Okay? Under obviously atrocious conditions, being ruled and dominated and controlled by a very evil by a very evil, I would say, evil practice by a certain culture, by a certain group of people. And despite that, we have served in every single war that America has ever had, on the front lines. And while fighting that war on behalf of America, while fighting the war, still being hated on, discriminated against, killed, and basically treated like dirt, still defending this country that don't care about us from other people who don't care about us, or from other people who could care less from us, from people that had no problem with us. But still, on the behalf of the United States of America, African Americans have still continued, despite the treatment that we know we will receive, despite the treatment that we did receive, and despite the treatment that we still receive, still makes the ultimate sacrifice and go above and beyond for our country. We come back, we still get involved in institutions that we know are against us, that we know was built for someone else, that we know that deep institutionalized in every fiber of any organization that it's against us. We still participate, we still build, we still teach, we still bring value to what it is that we call America. We still create the entertainment, the music, the dance. We still invite the same people, the offspring of the people that oppressed us, the people that enslaved us and took our names, took our religions, took everything from us, to still do spits in our faces. We still are the foundation of this country. We still invent things. We still do things that's we still excel, despite the everyday, all day, constant oppression that we suffer, the death, the destruction. Once we're left alone, we build, we create, we thrive. We don't mess with nobody. We don't go messing with white folks, Asian folks. I mean, you got every culture has their issues. There are black folks that do dumb things. Obviously, there's all sorts of people that do dumb things. But as a group, we don't mess with nobody. We don't wake up thinking about how to kill the white man. We don't wake up thinking about how to kill the Asian. We don't wake up thinking about how to oppress the white man. We wake up and we think about how do we make ourselves and our people better. How do we get through the day? How do we get through Monday through Friday? How do we get to the weekend so we can relax and enjoy? We do our own things, we mind our own business. And every time we're allowed to do that, we thrive. It's other people that that we live rent-free in their brains. We live rent-free, every day, all day, and they do things, and they actively do things to harm or hurt us, and we react. Everything we do is a reaction from the oppression. We don't start anything for the most part, but we will finish it, and then afterwards we pat these people on the backs after they start to feel bad from the things that they did or the things that they benefit from, because of their forefathers. We don't even sit back and blame them. We don't say that they did it. We know their grandparents did it. We know their great-grandparents did it. We know they didn't do it, but we know they benefit from it. They benefit from all our hard work. We get called lazy. I guess we get called lazy because we don't want to work for free no more. But we're the least laziest people in this country. We worked for 400 to 500 years for free around the world, building up everybody's economy. Every Western white culture has been built off the back of the black man, period. And in America, it's the same story. This nation is great because of us and our contributions. Other people have contributed, yes, but we have a major contribution. Major. We get zero, basically no recognition. You know, some people, they give us platitudes, or, you know, they talk, you know, pretty words and stuff, but they don't do anything. So, you know, I just want the world to know that despite the hate that we receive, America and Americans, when it comes to patriotism, we are the most patriotic. We love our country more than anybody else. And yes, I'm Pan-African. I'm not an expat per se, because I believe, like Killmonger said in Black Panther, the sun will never set on Wakanda. And what I know what he meant by that. The sun's never going to set on us as black folks. This is our world. Okay? America's mine. I love America. I love Africa too, as a continent, because it's a freaking continent, not a country. I love Africa. I love Nigeria. I love the Kitty, the place that I picked as my home in Africa. But guess what? I love America too. It's mine. We built it for free. We're not giving it up. I really wish there was more Native Americans to take over. I wish we could pass it to them. I wish there was a way that African Americans could gain gain power and then distribute it, at least a great portion, back to the Native Americans. This is their land. They got done the worst out of everybody. Okay, I always like to mention that Native Americans got done the worst out of everybody, and they got done so bad that even though European Americans try their best not to talk about it, they barely can handle talking about what they did to us. They really don't want to talk about what they did to Native Americans. They're not even prepared for that conversation about what they did and how they benefited from subjugating and doing the things they did to us. Nowhere in their brain are they prepared to really justify what they did to the Native Americans. Because to be honest, all the founding fathers, including George Washington, is a terrorist. All of them are murdering, genocidal. They're all equal or equivalent or worse than Hitler. Period. They thought they were better than the natives. They thought the natives were savages. They had government programs to kill and eliminate them. They got them sick and committed biological warfare on them on purpose to steal their resources, and then they brought us in as workers. Let's keep that in mind. All right? They're not even ready for that conversation. And they're still subjugating these people today in their concentration camps they like to call reservations, where they surround these reservations with alcohol, because they know Native Americans do not handle alcohol very well. It's something that doesn't agree with their system, and they have a propensity to beat alcoholics when it's put in their faces. And just like they did crack and all the other drugs in the black communities, they make sure that the Native American community has all the drugs and all the alcohol that they can possibly push into their communities, so it can destabilize their communities. So that's the truth. But African Americans are the most patriot Americans in America, and don't let these non-patriotic Trump supporters who don't care about anybody else. They support non-American ideals, which is the Confederate. They support Nazism, which is Germany, which is fascism. They literally have zero. Everything America is supposed to be about, African Americans have been that. We have been the example of that. These racist folks, they are. If you write out what it is to be a patriotic American, they don't fall in any of those categories. They just like to say they're patriotics, they're patriot. It's all words to them. They don't know how to practice it. So when you think of an American, a patriotic American, a good American, American that loves their country, American that will do anything for their country despite the pain that their country places upon them, despite the hate they get, just think African Americans are the most patriotic Americans, and will always will be the most patriotic Americans. So that's all I gotta say, y'all. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.